Hello, how are you? Are you also one of those people who was sleeping well, fell asleep, everything was fine, and then in the middle of the night around 3 a.m., you wake up? Your mind wakes up, your heart races, and you get that strange feeling. Why does this happen? I'm about to tell you what mechanism in our body causes this to happen and why so many people suffer from it. You're going to love finding out what to do to avoid this. Stay until the end because you won't want to miss it. To start, I want to ask you, has this ever happened to you? Or even worse, does it happen to you several times? I would love to see your comment. When you wake up in the middle of the night, have you ever looked at the clock? What time is it usually? I would love to see your comment. Remember to leave your like on the video. That's really important to me. And if you know someone who really struggles with waking up repeatedly in the middle of the night, share this video. It might really help improve someone's quality of life. So when we think about these late night hours, what should be happening that isn't? During the night, the body enters what we call maintenance mode or repair mode. During this period, our heart rate tends to drop, blood pressure should decrease, metabolism slows down, and the brain enters deeper stages of rest. So, for this to happen without interruption, the brain needs to have energy security at that moment. It needs to know that there is enough fuel available to maintain its vital functions throughout the night until the morning. And when this perception fails or becomes disrupted, the body tends to react. So many times people wake up in the middle of the night, not because of stress, not because of anxiety, but due to a metabolic and physiological issue, really. And many people don't know this. During the sleep we get, our brain keeps working, of course. The brain never stops. It just slows down its activity a bit. But it has to keep working to act as the conductor of our bodily functions. Even when the body is at rest, the brain needs a constant supply of energy to maintain vital functions. Breathing, circulation, even neural activity. And the main source of this energy at night is glucose, which is circulating in our bloodstream. As long as this glucose remains stable, the brain understands that everything is fine, everything is under control. Now, when sleep goes normally, everything is fine, everything stays in order there. But when there's a rapid drop in glucose during the night, it doesn't necessarily have to be hypoglycemia, no. It's just that the glucose is lower than usual. If it was higher at the beginning of the night and then you have a more abrupt drop, your body ends up entering a kind of worrying situation. The speed of the drop matters just as much as its absolute value. So if glucose drops very quickly, even if you don't have nocturnal hypoglycemia, the brain interprets it as a sign of risk. So it's as if the body says, there's something strange going on, something is out of our control, and the brain thinks I need at this moment to wake this person up to see what's happening. It's a mode of protection, of immediate survival. Your body wakes you up so that you can do something about it. This happens because your body, at that moment, understands that it needs to quickly raise your blood sugar, ensure more fuel for the brain, allow it to perform its functions, and avoid a situation that, for your body, at that moment, it was perceiving as dangerous. This signal, which was the abrupt drop in glucose, triggered this entire hormonal cascade that leads to waking up at night. So that's why many people wake up but can't explain the reason. They didn't have a nightmare. They didn't have any worries, didn't wake up stressed. There was nothing to justify it, just really a silent internal imbalance. But it's enough for our brain to press that emergency button, to turn on the red warning light. This is called nocturnal adrenergic activation, which is when the brain detects this energy instability and activates a counter-regulatory system, releasing emergency hormones such as adrenaline, cortisol, and glucagon. These hormones shouldn't be secreted during the middle of the night. And they have a clear function, which is to raise blood sugar to protect the brain. The problem is the side effects, because they also cause increased heart rate, a feeling of alertness, cold sweats, and abrupt awakening. That's why many people think they're having an anxiety attack. It's not psychological at all. It's actually an automatic survival response from the body. When we talk to people who wake up a lot in the middle of the night, they usually say this happens around 3:30 in the morning. So why is it that most people wake up precisely at 3 a.m., right? This timing isn't random. For many people, their energy reserves start to get lower at this time because of how long it's been since dinner. So if your last meal was very high in fast-absorbing carbohydrates, if it had little protein, little fat to slow things down, little fiber to slow down the absorption of that glucose, you had a very quick glucose spike, which triggered an insulin spike. That glucose will do all of that, and hours later, that insulin spike will cause a more abrupt drop. So, during the day, this might go unnoticed. You would simply eat something and move on. But at night, the brain tends to notice it more easily because it's basically focused only on vital functions and may react more quickly to any imbalance. That's why the role of dinner is very important. A proper dinner can really help you avoid these nighttime awakenings. So ideally, you should think of your last meal of the day as a meal that will provide you with a steady supply of carbohydrates. This way, you can avoid those fluctuations, spikes and drops that can cause these problems. So, when you think about your last meal, it needs to be a meal rich in protein. In other words, with meat, chicken, fish, or with milk, yogurt, cheese, eggs, whatever you eat if you prefer to have a snack for this last meal. It needs to be a meal rich in fiber, so vegetables, greens, fruits, fiber itself, chia, flaxseed, psyllium, whatever you like. It doesn't have to be all of these, but think about good fiber to help stabilize your blood sugar. And healthy fats, olive oil, chia, flaxseed, and avocado, some nuts, once again, any of these to help stabilize your blood sugar so you don't have those spikes in blood glucose throughout the night. This tends to happen more frequently in people as they get older, from around 40 or 50 years old, because as we age, the body tends to respond more to these insulin spikes. It becomes more reactive and less able to tolerate these rapid fluctuations. And we end up losing a bit of that metabolic flexibility. Maybe in the past you used to eat this and it wasn't a problem. As we get older, our metabolism changes and you might become more sensitive to this. There are people who still say, Patricia, I don't know if this is emotional anxiety, if I wake up because of emotional anxiety, or if I'm really waking up because of this adrenergic activation, because of glucose. So an important clue is, when you wake up, is it accompanied by a racing heart, heat, sweating, that physical sensation? If that comes first and your mind comes after, the origin is usually physical. Now, if, on the contrary, you wake up lightly and then your mind starts thinking about a bunch of problems and worries, and only after that do you get a physical response, it indicates that the issue may be anxiety. So, ideally, if you have more difficulty determining this, you should talk to your doctor in your city. You can go to a general practitioner, or you can already look for a psychologist or a psychiatrist to guide you regarding this. If you think you suffer more from anxiety or already have a personal or family history, remember that this video here is for informational purposes only. One thing you can do to test this is, for 3 nights, try improving your dinner. That is, always include protein and avoid meals that have a lot of simple concentrated carbohydrates or are basically just carbohydrates. Lots of pasta, lots of sweets, a lot of rice, a lot of potatoes, a lot of mashed potatoes. Really a lot of carbs, concentrated carbs, bread, juice, a lot of white flour, things that have a large amount of simple carbs. At night, try to control this. Prefer smarter carbs like lentils, chickpeas, peas, or brown rice if you eat it, but in a more balanced proportion. Also, reduce your consumption of alcoholic beverages and sweets, things that could stimulate you during the night. Do this for 3 nights and then see. If the awakenings decrease, there's a good chance it's related to this metabolic aspect. But as I told you, to be sure, ideally, you should have personalized follow-up. Of course, we also have to mention that there are other health conditions that can cause these awakenings. It could be sleep apnea. Reflux can also cause nighttime awakenings, chronic pain, hormonal changes. Even the use of certain medications can interfere with these nighttime awakenings. So, if you already have any of these conditions and are unsure about what to do, consult your healthcare professional in your city. So tell me, do you usually wake up during the night? Around what time do you normally wake up? I'd love to see your comment. Remember to like the video, that really helps me, and share it with anyone who might like it. Let's expand this chain of kindness together. That's what I want here on the channel. See you next time. Bye.